My name's Hazem Gaber, and today we're going to talk about operators. So, the most basic operators are equal signs, and we use an equal sign when we want to know if when we create a variable. So, if I say input a 5, for example, is my variable, and it's equal to 48, or doesn't look like a 4. So let's just say 98. So I put one equal sign. And what we're saying here is take what's on the right of the equal sign and assign it to the variable on the left. We have two equal signs when we're comparing. So if I have input 1 and input 2, I want to know if they're the same. I put two equal signs, and then the computer knows I'm asking it a question. And then the three equal signs is pretty rare, and it's only used um, in um, certain um, languages, specifically JavaScript. JavaScript it does this when it wants to know. Um, it's more strict. So remember, in the earlier lecture, I said what happens if we add a string and an integer. So if I got string 5 equals to 4, and then I got integer 3 equals to 4, and then I compare them. So I go string 5 equals integer 3. This will pass because um, the data is the same. And so a computer, when it sees these two equal signs, even though this is a string and this is an integer, and we can't add them, it'll try to convert the data so that it can do a proper comparison. When we put three equal signs, the computer is going to fail this. It's going to say, well, string is equal to integer, but not in type. So it's not going to work. And then we have not equal. So this is if we're asking the computer if two variables are not equal in value, and then we can combine them. So we have and, or, and exclusive or. So I might ask, is say I'm writing a code, and so if I'm if I'm writing logic, let's say, um, don't go outside unless you're wearing your hat and your jacket. So if hat equals true, I might write and. Now in some languages there's two ands, so it's and jacket equals true. Then you can go outside. So this condition has to be true and this condition has to be true, in order for it to work. Then, or if I said, if you're wearing your hat or your jacket, then we have and. I mean, we have or. So this is, computers use or differently. So hat, true, and or jacket, true. That means this one's true, or this one's true, or they're both true. This will pass. If we use XOR, then if one of them is true and the other one's false, then it will pass. But if both of them are true, it will not pass. And then we have our standard operators, so greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or greater than or less than or equal to. So we can use these to compare different values. These don't really work with strings. You get weird results. They only really work with numbers. And then we've got our standard operators. So add, subtract, multiply, divide, modulus. So the modulus is a division with a remainder. So if I do 10 divided by 3, should be a slash, I get 3.3333, whatever. If I do 10 modulus 3, I get 1, because 3 fits into 10 not 3 times, and then 3 times 3 is 9. So if I do 10 divided by 3, or it's the other way. It's been a long time since I did this, but to divide 3 into 10, you get 3 remainder 1. So we're just looking for the remainder. And then we have these other weird operators which save us a lot of time. And I've kind of done them here. So if we want to increment something, for example, if I have string, or if I have integer, for example, a variable called integer 4, and let's say it's equal to 5. If I do integer, I want to add 1 to it, I have to write integer 4 is equal to integer 4 plus 1, which I don't want to do, so I just write integer 4 plus plus, and that's got the same effect. Or opposite, I can do integer 4 minus minus, which is the same as saying integer 4 is equal to integer 4 minus 1. So the end result here is 6, and the end result here is 4. And we've got a few more operators that make things simpler. So we can add two variables together with the plus equals, or we can subtract them, we can divide them, we can multiply them, we can should say slash, we can get the modulus as well. And most programming languages have the same operators. And as you've seen, we can also nest are operators to, to make more complicated statements. Any questions? Please leave a